Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So we focus on the short term. In the last video I showed you the daily chart as well, so feel free to check that out if you are looking for a little bit more context. Overall, throughout the day yesterday, what we highlighted we were looking for also played out, basically became true. Yesterday in my first video I highlighted to you what I'm looking for throughout the day, and that was a decline into the support area with potentially a reaction to this orange support area, which goes down to $26,080. And yeah, price did actually travel into the support area quite deep, tested the 78.6 retracement level twice. Again, you can see how relevant this retracement area was. And the price already left the area to the upside, which is fantastic, which means that if you were trading this, which personally I wouldn't do because this is not a high quality setup, right? It's the C wave to the upside. It's basically a counter trend trade, which increases risk because things can easily also still break down more directly. But there you go. If it turns around, it should do it here. Now, again, at the same time, a bit of a word of warning. I issued yesterday as well, but okay, it wasn't needed really eventually. But B waves can be extremely long. They can even overshoot to the downside if they want to. So just be aware. Okay, so they can easily go down, they can easily overshoot to the downside. Be aware of that. They don't need to respect the fibs as, for example, a wave 2 needs to do. Yeah, very, very important. However, the fibs were respected, and I also showed you this descending trend channel later throughout the day yesterday and highlighted to you that the first indication that this B wave is really over is a break above the upper boundary line of the trend channel, of the so-called corrective price channel. I wouldn't really call that a sustained break yet, okay? But I think when we break above this micro resistance here at 26,280, the wave 1 high, what I have labeled as wave 1 of wave C, I think then we have better evidence that the wave B might have finished already. And then if we see a break above the B wave high as suggested yesterday, 26,400, I think then we have good evidence that this C wave is finally running. Bitcoin is really trying, very slow, however. I'm looking at other options as well. Bear in mind what I highlighted yesterday as well, that it could be in an alternative scenario. First of all, if we make another low below yesterday's, this B wave might just reset a little lower. That's possible in a more complex WXY structure. However, if it sustains and doesn't really get off the ground, then I have to assume that this wave 1 gets another extension down, which is of course possible as well. Okay, it could get another extension down. We talked about that before, that there might be another wave 4 and wave 5, but in either way, that's not so important because the overall message, is that against 27,180, we are focusing on the downside. So if it goes down more directly, fine. If it goes up and then down, fine. The only reason, or the only time when we really need to change a scenario here is when we get a sustained break above 27,180, because then this wave 2 gets unrealistic, and especially if it then also takes out 27,480. But against these two levels, the focus is on the downside. If it only gives us a shallow retracement, okay. If it gives us a deeper retracement, we're covered with this resistance area. So that's my thought behind this. But the overall focus is on the downside, not really on the upside. There is a potential for a short-term move to the upside against basically against yesterday's low. But yeah, it's most likely just a counter trend move. Now, I gave you my alternative scenario as well. So this is basically the primary to go down, okay, with the potential of a retracement to the upside in a wave 2 and then down. But overall, against that 27,180 level, the focus is on the downside in the yellow wave count. No need to change the micro count really until we break above that level. And then we have to watch the 27,480 level next. But with regards to the white wave count, of course, you know, this is the more bullish one. The thing is, I have no reason to really believe it until we break above 27,480 and then see this 5-wave move play out into larger resistance. And then we should get a 3-wave pullback, and then we have a bullish setup. Until then, it's a bit of a wait and see, and the trend is down. I mean, yeah, this is sort of at the moment what I'm watching for. Targeting, obviously, target for the wave 2 would be 26,755 to 27,180. But as you know, the focus is generally on the downside here. But today, or maybe in the next few days, I'm watching for this short-term corrective rally in a C wave. It will be very hard to get there, because now that we've seen this head and shoulders pattern play out, we're obviously now testing that previous neckline just from below, right? And what previously was support is now resistance. Next support on the downside, should we make a more direct drop, we talk about 25,770 and 25,350, and the bigger picture suggests over the coming weeks further declines. That's basically, yeah, that's the base case. And there are obviously various ways how we get there. On the smaller time frames, all the time we're looking at the most probable scenarios. The only way really to avoid further downside is to show us 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Until then, a more direct drop is preferred. Again, maybe with a retracement in a wave 2. That's sort of what I would, on a smaller time frame, my primary scenario would be, as discussed. But you know, this could also turn into a triangle here. There are various ways how this can play out. Suggested to you the development of a B-wave triangle, for example, which would mean more weeks of just sideways ranging. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, again, the white wave count could play out and then we break down again. That would just be a reset of the B wave. That's also possible. That's why I want to see, can keep it very simple. I want to see 5 waves up and 3 waves down. You know, I'm observing so many scenarios. Always try to keep it simple. I'm highlighting to you what we need to see to suggest something more bullish, and that will have to be 5 waves up, 3 waves down. Because if it's only 5 waves up, this could be an A, B, C structure in wave B, and we break down afterwards. Okay, so I try to keep it as simple as possible, this complexity within the markets. And yeah, so the overall roadmap still points towards lower prices with potentially a little bit of a corrective rally in the coming days. Tomorrow and Friday we have some catalysts with inflation data and Jerome Powell speaking and GDP data. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.